Let us start. So in the last class we have covered fundamentals and principles of animation. Let us start creating bouncing ball today. So in the last class I have shown you like the basics of bouncing ball part. So this time we'll create completely. Okay, I have taken a sphere and we are creating bouncing ball, and let's see how does it look. So normally the bouncing ball animation, how does it happen? So if you just notice here, from one particular point, it will hit the surface and you can see squash and stretch over here, and it will reach some surface, at some point, then come back down. So the height, the translate Y value also is gonna reduce. Okay. Along with that, translate X value also is gonna increase. Always it's like that. Okay. So you have to notice these things, the basics of bouncing ball action. And I have shared you, the animator survival kit PDF. Okay, I want you to refer that. Okay. So it's like, see, as the ball fall, its speed increases, drawing us spaced further apart. So obviously when it falls, speed increases. When it bounces back here, speed is there, and here speed reduces. Whenever like it comes to the top position, automatically the speed reduces. That's how it is. So let's start creating this. So I have a sphere for time being, like I'm just placing this somewhere over here, and I would like to have a plane as a surface. So something like this. And I'm gonna extrude this object plane and give width thickness. Okay. So what I'll do, so the sphere is here. Okay. Let me start working with 25 frames. Frame 1 to frame 25. I'm gonna keep frame 1 to frame 25 now. So my frame 1 is here. Okay. So I'm in the frame 1. So I select this object, press S for set key. Press S for set key. And frame number 25, I press same. Frame number 1, frame number 25, my object is over there. I'll come to 13 and I place this here. Modify FT. Let me apply a material to this. I'll apply Maya Lambert. And for the Lambert, let me apply some sort of blue color or red color as a surface. Okay. So what is happening here? Okay, frame 13, I need to select this, place this object here, S for set key. So if you see, this is sort of the movement which I'm getting. Okay. Make sure in animation preferences, this is the icon here, animation preference, the character which is running, this icon, when you click on this, you get this preferences. In the preferences, playback speed has to be 24 FPS by 1 always, okay? So that has been selected over here. Make sure you select that, okay? Now, what is happening from 1 to 25? This is the output you are getting, see? Hence, there is no weight, there is no bounce in the object, right? So I'll go to window, animation editor, graph editor. Now, window, animation editor, graph editor. Okay. This is the graph of my, sphere. Means the values, whatever values you see here, these values will look like a graph in graph editor. And this is one of the best tool for animation, usable tool. So if you notice here in the sphere, what is happening, frame 1 to frame 25, only translate Y. This animation, this is the one which is having some variation here, means the value changes there. See, the value is 10.73. I'll see here, it's 1.286 something. Okay, you can see that here also. Let's say if I select translate Y, okay, and I select the key here. Normally, whenever you select any key, there is an in tangent. This is in tangent, this is out tangent. Basically, you get a tangent between keys also. It will display, okay? By selecting the tangent, you can play around with the curve. So what I'll do, the bottom, okay, I select this. There are a few tangents here. You can see these things. These are tangents also, like stepped, flat, linear, clamped, spline, these tangent. But you can see those tangents here also. By default, there are 9 type of tangents are there. So preferably used are linear, spline and all. So I select this under translate Y, the bottom key I select and I make it linear. So what happens? I get a quick bounce here, okay? So if you can see, just notice this part, you're getting a bounce, right? Some sort of bounce is there, okay? So up to here I have shown in the last class. Now what we'll do, these two tangents, I select these two keys, go to curves, make weighted tangent, click on weighted tangent. Go to tangent, anyhow these two keys are selected still. Go to tangent, free tangent weight, free tangent length you can call. Okay, now I select these two handles, Okay, I select this handle, manually I select this. Make sure you are in move tool is selected. You can move this, select this tangent, move this a bit. Okay, so now what happens, the sphere is gonna be on air for some time, then a very quick release from here. Just notice now, you get a very good bounce, right? Good bounce is there. Then what I'll do, then I select this object. See, from 1 to 25, I hold shift, drag like this. Hold shift, drag on the timeline. So that means frame number 1 to frame number 25, I have selected the keys. Okay, means we have done the selection of the key. Wherever we have done a keying, we have done a selection. Right click on the slider, go to copy, you copy this now. I have copied the key. Now what I'll do, I'll make it till, somewhere, 150 or somewhere. Click on 25, frame number 25, right click, paste, paste. So what I'm doing is I'm pasting these keys. So I'll come here, 49, right click, means the last key. You need to click on the last key, go to paste, paste. I'm repeating the same values here, right click, paste, paste. Same way, right click, paste and paste. Again, come over here, right click, paste and paste. So I make it up to 200 frames, right click, paste and paste. And the last time, paste and paste. So my frame animation is there up to 193 frames. Okay. So what happens now? On the same place, this bounce is happening. Okay. Right. Now I'll open Graph Editor. If you notice, I select this translate Y and press F. This is how it looks. So our keys are, like, means we are able to see our keys something like this. Okay. So as you know, in the bouncing ball, how it is, the Y value has to reduce as these ball get bounces, the Y value has to reduce. So keeping that in mind, what we'll do, I'm gonna select these keys except the first one. Make sure you're in Move tool, and with middle click, drag to bit down. Then I select this, middle click, drag to bit down, select this excluding one, drag to bit down, exclude the last one, means this one, and bit down, exclude this, bit down, then exclude this. I would like to make it for 0 value. So let me just click on the 0 value. I'll see what is this, 1.286. So I need to make this thing 1.286. So before that, I can select. Here we have worked on the tangent part, right? I don't want to work on the tangent part here. I don't want the ball to stay more time here and all. So what I can do is I can select this. I can make this tangent spline, not the first three. After that, whatever is there, make it tangent spline. Okay. Then I select this and this and okay. See these things. I select this one. Okay, I select this one. What is the value? 1.286. I'll copy this. I select this value 1.286. I'm just making so that I don't want bounce at the end. I want the spear to just to move along. Okay. So now okay, it's getting slow. It's slowing down, something like this. I'll open graph again. Now, if you see, I'll just make it to 193. In the beginning, the spear, the ball is here. At the end, like I want the ball to be somewhere here. Okay. And S for set key. Now this is Z, the value Z. I'll open this one. So I'll see translate Z or translate X. Okay, it should be animated here. I'll smooth this up to here. Press S, set key. So now if you can see, there is I select sphere, press F, you can see some value changed here. So I'll click on translate Z. If you notice here, all of a sudden it is something like this. At the end, it comes here. That means when I play, what happens? Movement is happening here. At the end, from here to here, all of a sudden it will come. See, it came. So what we have to do is, I want the beginning. In the beginning, my spear has to be here. The ball has to be here, but the end, the ball has to move here. That means as it bounces, I want the ball to travel, okay, in this axis. So what I'll do, excluding the first key, and leaving first and the last key, select in between keys. Leaving first key and the last key, select in between keys and press delete. Okay, press delete. Then let's see what's happening now. There is a movement, right? Okay, that's good. So we got some sort of good output. Okay. Now, similarly, if you see, let me apply another material for the ball here. Let me go with Blinn. And for the Blinn, what I'll do, and the color part, I'll go with checker. Okay. So, see, the checker texture is also there only. It's not moving at all. Means normally when the ball does this sort of bounce, there will be some sort of rotate, right? The ball will be rotating, but here it's not rotating. So what I'll do, I'll select the last key again here. So I want the rotation like this, like this, right? This sort of rotation required. But we don't want this rotation. Normally when the ball is moving forward, obviously this sort of rotation will be there. So what I'll do, I'm just rotating 3 times or 4 times like this. Okay. And set key. So this is rotate X. So I'll go to graph editor again. If you notice, most of the work I'm doing in graph editor only. I'll go for rotate X. Again, you can see these things. So excluding the first key and the last key, I'm deleting all the middle keys. Okay. Now let's see. The ball is rotating. It looks good. Right? Right? So finally, almost like, we did this bouncing ball thing, right? And lot many things, like we can add deformers also. Normally when we go to animation, there are few deformers here. I'll show these nonlinear deformers and all in the next session. But one thing I'll show you, one is squash and stretch. I'll show you here. So what I'll do, select the ball, okay, select the sphere, and go to animation. In animation, deform non-linear in this squash. What do you have to do? The topic is animation. Under that menu, deform, under deform non-linear, and under non-linear you have to click on squash. Now what happens, I'll just go to perspective view and I'll show you. You can see this particular thing which you see here. This is called deformer. Okay, this is a squash deformer. So what I'll do is I select this deformer, and shift select the sphere. I press P for parenting. Why? Because wherever this ball goes, I want the deformer to stick with this sphere. Okay. So what is the use of this deformer? I select this. So when I select this deformer, you can see under input, there is something called squash. Click on this. Just observe. Okay. Envelope or expand or factor. See, factor, when you play with this, like squash, stretch, squash, all these things are gonna happen, right? Normally under factor, click on this, and with middle mouse button, you need to middle click, and you can check squash and stretch part and all. We can do that. So let's start working on it. You can animate these things manually. Okay. So I'll just go with 25 frames. Only for 25 frame I'll do. I select this. Okay. Frame number 1, it's like this. Frame number 13, what I do? Okay, frame number 1. Let me right click, key selected. Only this key I'm gonna key. Frame number 25. Also, I'm gonna key. But frame number 13, I'm gonna do squash. Minus 0.1. This is good. So right click, key selected. It's like, okay, I can do this. I can bring this thing somewhere here, set key. I can bring this somewhere here, set key. So what happens when it falls? I'm getting squash. See? Okay. So these things, I can repeat this with the help of, I select this, I'll go to graph again. Squash stretch, I select squash factor, press F. This is how it is. I select this. There's something called pre-infinity, post-infinity. Means only one time we can do this and later it will continue working on it. So that is enter keys, curves. You have pre-infinity, post-infinity. I can just make this cycle with offset or cycle. It's post-infinity. Means my keys are starting from here, right? My animation is starting from here. It's not going negative value, it's going for the positive value. Post infinity, I can just make this cycle. I can make this cycle. So what happens? Okay, cycle is not matching. Curves, post infinity, cycle with offset. I want to see this also. So view infinity. You need to click on view infinity so that you'll get to know. Okay. You can see these curves continuously, it will be there. But still, if you observe, there is a rotation here. So proper bounce is not happening. Squash is not happening properly. So in that case, like you can take this out also. Let's see, I'll just select this. I'll remove these things. I select this, curves. I make it constant so that it won't be there. Only for the first time you can see the squash. Then it's all normal. So whenever it is hitting the surface, that time, like manually we can do. First time it did. Okay, when it is hitting right. So that time, like you can play around with this. Okay, that's another thing. Okay. So any doubts on this? How to work on, how to create this bouncing ball effect? By Bonga MD, any doubts? How to do this bouncing ball thing? Any doubts? Any questions?
Clear, sir.
Okay, this particular activity is very important. You have to do this, okay, and you have to show me this, bouncing ball thing. You have to share me the video. How do you share the video? That also I'll tell you. Okay, so it's like, so once the animation part is done, okay, I'm gonna save this first. This is batch 3 sim. I am under animation bouncing ball. So what we have to do is double click on this. Okay, right click. There's something called Play Blast. Click on the option box. So here, format you can choose AVI, the video format. Quality it will be 50, make it 100. Display size it will be from window. Scale it will be something like 0.05, 0.5, make it 1. Scale you have to make it 1. And enable save to file. Okay, and where are you gonna save that? You have to click on it and just do this Maya animation bouncing ball. Bouncing ball. Okay, so Play Blast. So it will start animating this and it will show, it will convert this into a video and you have to share me the video in WhatsApp. Okay, I want to see the bouncing ball of your file. Okay, this is a video. Any doubts? So this particular video, you have to share it with me. So just complete this file. Okay, do you have any doubts, team? Even what you can do, you can add few barriers wherein some object over here, let's say ball hits the surface and bounces back. Let's say one object over here you can add. Okay, it's somewhere over here like this. What you can do, ball from here it will hit, again bounce, then do some bounce like that also you can do. Okay, you can animate these things also. Let's say for example one, I'll just make it 25 to 25. So one, it's here, set key. It's something like this. Okay, let's say I make this thing 0 here. Set key. Set key. I'll make it 180. Set key. So what happens? This sort of movement will be there. Then I select this. I can go to graph editor and I select this. I'll make it spline tangent auto. I'll give key curve post infinity cycle with offset. I do cycle with offset. What happens is, okay, I select this, I make this spline. So in that case it will be keep on rotating. Like these of some other things also you can create. You can create few like gears and all. I duplicate this, -20, set key, shift D, -20, minus 40, set key, shift key, something like this is there, right? Okay, I select all this. I can combine this, shift right click, I can combine this, modify center pivot. Okay, frame 1, I set key, frame 200. What I can do is I can keep rotating things like this, set key, then you get to see this movement also. Like these are the few of the things, you know, like which you can come up with this. Try doing something like this. Okay, so come up with some sort of your own creativity. Okay, then let's see. Okay, so do share me the play blast video by next class. Okay. Okay, Banga, MD. Fine then. See you on the next class. Take care, guys. Bye bye. I'll upload this video anyhow. Bye, MD. Bye bye.